it's Daisha D.
And it's Jay Stain.
Welcome back to In Retrospect Podcast, where we look beyond the surface to find understanding.
Bring you laughs, knowledge, and culture.
So sit back, relax, and join the convo. Today we have a very special guest. You have seen him before. He goes by Craig Logan.
Also known as Polo, as you can see with the name that is beside him. That is his stage name for folks that do not know. He is an entertainer. He will bring you to tears. Let's say that. Just know that. He got them words, them spoken words for you. So anytime you see him, just yell Polo and he will respond. He might even spit some poetry to you. Let me slow down. Oh my goodness. But we appreciate you joining us today, though. We appreciate it.
Oh, definitely, man. I love your show. I love chatting with y'all, and I'm excited to get into this topic today.
So before we jump into the topic, we're going to do a segment of Let's Unpack That. Jay Stan.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what you was trying to unpack, but I understand. So here we go. We're going into the bag. So we're going to talk about what occurred recently as a backstage. I wouldn't even say a brawl or a fight, but Tory Lanez was backstage, and he allegedly punched August. How you say his last name? Because I'm about to tear that Lord. That is correct. Him. Here we go. So that is who he punched, and Buddy posted pictures of his busted lip and little, marks on his face. They're very visible. And from reports, and from the video that I did see as well, Tory was trying to dap the man up as he was passing by, and he gave him the cold shoulder, and Tory was like, "Oh, really? It's like that?" Left out of the view of the camera, came back, and then, as we all know, what occurred after was Tory was left skipping back from where August was, and as we know now, he had a busted lip that was left allegedly from Tory Lanez. So what are your thoughts on the situation? Was Tory right? Was Tory wrong? Was August right, or was August wrong?
I think Tory Lanez has short man syndrome, and a fragile ego. If somebody doesn't dap you up, okay, cool. You may find it as disrespectful. Don't talk to him again. Don't work with him again. Don't do that. But why would you then go sneak up on him? You have all these bodyguards surrounding you. He has no one, and you bop, and then go the other way.
Yeah, I think, and I had briefly saw this today. From what I saw, it was Tory Lanez and his bodyguard. So I don't know if it was a one-on-one situation or jumping situation or whatever. But I mean, that's a level of maturity. Like, somebody don't speak to you, okay, fine, keep it moving. But to physically put your hands on somebody, I think that's where you have to draw the line. And I mean, it seems like this is a repetitive cycle in a sense with Tory Lanez, because this will be the second time that he has been in an altercation that was physically violent. So I don't know. I think you definitely have to take that into perspective.
So you're saying this is evidence for the Megan trial. Gotcha.
I mean,
whoa, hold up now. I don't like how you implying what Craig
did not come out of my mouth, but the facts are that it was a physical altercation, last year, and then here you are, you kind of cleared, or that was kind of behind you, and now you find yourself in a similar situation. So I think people in Nashville are gonna be like, bro, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, that is something that is reoccurring, as we do know. Also, I will say this, I don't know how to explain it. Like, Daisha did hit on a little bit when she said, if they don't dap you up, leave it alone. If they don't say nothing to you, leave it alone. But so many times, and correct me if I'm wrong, Craig or Daisha, you'll see somebody that or you'll see somebody that somebody else may know. They'll walk up to a group and dap everybody up that they know or they associate themselves with in some capacity. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the time, some people say it's an unwritten rule. You're supposed to dap everybody up, even if that person you deal with is around a group of people. Then you got some people saying, I'm only going to talk to the person, dap the person that I know. Bump all that. I don't mess with you like that because I don't know you like that. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And some people feel disrespected by it.
Yeah.
And some people be like, I don't care. Shoot, I don't know who you is neither.
I feel like that's a Southern thing, though. I feel like people in the South are like, when you walk into a room, you speak to everybody.
Yeah.
But Tori is from Canada, and I don't know where. And August is from where? New Orleans.
Listen.
I don't even know. I'm just saying.
A lot of people keep it as disrespect.
Yeah.
Listen, just because somebody, first of all, we're still in a pandemic with monkeypox. Maybe he don't want to touch you. Y'all are traveling the world with all these. No, I wouldn't want to touch you either. I wouldn't want to dap you up either. But that isn't call for you to put your hands on me. Now, had August beat him up, then it would be another issue.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Tori's strong now. Tori's strong.
Oh man, nah.
Why the face, Dace? I can understand both sides. Maybe August got a lot going on. He don't want to talk to nobody. It's like they should hit on. I don't want nobody touching me. So get from by me. But then Tori, Tori's perspective is, oh, so I went through all putting out all this energy and you can't dap me up. Or it might have been just something else that we probably don't know about. But more than likely it's the latter, which is that he was upset because he didn't whoa.
Right, hit him with that whoa on him. Yeah.
So he was upset. So nonetheless, this whole situation ended with August and a busted lip. And probably several other bruises.
Yeah, he was bad now. That's why I say, I don't think he was one-on-one. I definitely think it was a situation.
Yeah, he tagged him up pretty decent. We're gonna send prayers out. Hopefully August feels better, of course, and hopefully Tori resolves whatever he needs to get resolved, of course. We're gonna push forward.
In other R&B news, one of my favorite artists, Ari Lennox, just dropped her sophomore album, Age, Sex, Location, where she is going through her ups and downs of dating in these last 2 years or few years, I think. Her first single from that album is called Hoodie. And if you watch the video, she basically like sees this guy who's attractive and she's like, okay, what's up with you? Sort of deal. Do you guys believe in love at first sight or is it lust?
Oh, make sure you edit that out. That was too much just now. But what I will say though is, I believe in it, but I haven't, I wouldn't say I've experienced it. You feel me? But the old folks talk about it all the time. Like, oh, girl, when I seen you, I knows I want you. But when you hear people talk like that, you automatically think it's lust. But sometimes, some people do know. I've heard people say they know it was love at first sight. I personally haven't experienced it. Lust, of course, me personally, I don't know about every man, but I'll speak for most men. You like what you see. You like what you see. The first thing you're gonna see, you be like, yeah, oh yeah, I like what I see. And it does lean more towards lust than love at first sight until you get to know the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it because these eyes.
I think I echo you on that too, Justin. I think I'm not saying like those situations can't exist, but I think when you naturally see somebody that is attractive,
pleasing to the eye.
It's pleasing to the eye. And then like if the vibe matches as well, personality matches, it's like, okay, so I think like, again, I think that it can exist, but I think most of the time it's probably lust. Is what's physically appeasing to you, to your appetite, which then makes you may want to like go and learn more and go and invest some time, which can lead to love. But yeah, I say yes, it can exist, but mostly it's probably gonna be lust.
So I don't think that love at first sight exists. Because that would have to mean that I love every person I come across. And I don't know them personally, but I love them. Now, do I have compassion for you as another human being? Absolutely. But do I love you? No, that would be a lie.
So, I think with the love at first sight, though, is like you said, you can love that, or you say that would mean that you would have to love everybody that you see, but everybody that you see is not attractive. It's not your type. So naturally, in the sense of the love and affection that we're referring to. No, absolutely not. You're not gonna love everything that you see at first sight.
Right, but to add the attractiveness then alludes to lust. Because if I'm just saying love at first sight, I feel like that's saying, okay, I just love you. I love you as another human, and I'm just not that person.
I mean, but people can get to a point.
But
if you look at like the human, we're all humans, right? And I love all humans. I love you as I love the human being.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
That's why I said I have compassion. I have compassion for all humans.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also would say this too, though. When we do say love at first sight, I mean, we are saying from the perspective that, oh, when I see that person, oh man, she's fine. Or from a female's perspective, I like that. But so I mean, a lot of the time we say love at first sight. The way I look at it too, as well, is that sometimes when some people initially see somebody, they're not really seeing said person like for who they are. And when you say love from first sight, it's like when you actually finally get to actually see said person that you may be interested in, it could be possibly from that perspective that, okay, that somebody may start to say love somebody, or love does come from that situation, love from first sight. It might be love at first sight, but you don't realize that's what it is till down the road if it actually works out type stuff. So I understand what you're saying, Daisha, but it's like, you got to see the person. Sometimes you see them, but you don't see them.
No,
you understand what I'm putting down, Daisha?
No,
so you can't really understand that it's love at first sight till it's down the road.
Because love is a verb. Love is a verb.
Oh,
yes,
Lord,
it's a verb. It's an action.
Not technicalities. Come on,
okay?
Now. Come on.
It's an action. And in order for me to love you, I have to know you. I can't know you by just looking at you. Like, my forever celebrity crush has been Michael Ealy for the longest time. Do I love him? No, I don't know him. Is he attractive? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that if I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this man.
But you've never experienced, like, I think is when you talk
so you lying, Daisha. Daisha's lying. I love this man.
No, what I was
exactly what you gonna say.
I feel like when you talk about the aspect of love at first sight, like you're not only talking about like physical attraction, but I think like energy is a big part of that too. Yeah. Like for you to say you love somebody at first, I mean, like clearly it happens, or clearly it's a real thing because there's evidence of people experiencing that. So I mean, I would be curious to know, like, was it a combination of physical attraction, energy, vibes, personality? Like, what made up this image in your head that, like, okay, I like when I saw you, I knew like this was
okay. Okay, if you're going to say it that way, I feel like there has been an instance, I'll say it like that, where the first conversation I had with somebody, I wouldn't say that I loved him, but I was like, I want to keep talking to you, but I don't feel like it was love though. I was intrigued.
Yeah. Now, did it lead to love? The people want to
don't do that.
The people want to know. The people want to know.
I mean, that's not the end of it. Like I said.
I mean, for me.
So okay, so going a step further, right? You see somebody that you're attracted to, and you approach them, or they approach you. Ari Lennox has a song called "Boy Bye" featuring Lucky Day, and it kind of sets it like.
Huh? Look at that transition, boy. Look at me.
Anger.
That's me,
yeah,
baby.
Come on,
IRC. But it kind of it's like the storyline, right? Between this guy and this girl. He's trying to shoot his shot at her, and she's like, "Boy, bye." Like you talking this big game, but you're not really on nothing. I got a man, leave me alone. Why is it that men and women talk a big game only to drop the ball later?
I mean, I think you are trying to, like, you're trying to score the point, right? Like, you are doing what's needed to be done, maybe in your eyes, to get what it is that you're going after. And I mean, like, so I mean, right? Who wouldn't? Like, you ain't gonna come in with no weak ass game and then expect like to walk away with the digits. So you gotta come strong, right? Now, I think that can correlate back to what we were saying about love and lust, right? You can lust at somebody, but then, or you can love the appearance of somebody, but then like once you sit down and like maybe go out on a few dates, you like, damn, I really do not like this person. Like,
But they fine though. But
yeah,
they fine.
right,
I don't like them like that.
Yeah,
they fine though.
I think like to get through the door, right? You gotta come with it. You can't. I mean, if you want to walk away with the number, say if this is a situation where you see somebody you're trying to approach, you trying to get the number, you gotta talk a good game.
I think a lot of people also forget like their why. Like after they done, put the work in, everything starts to go their way. Vice versa, man or woman. It's just like, okay, cool. I mean, it's going well, but it's not what I thought it was. But you already put the effort in, and it's just like, so like Craig was hitting on just minutes ago. You're like, well, this person wasn't what I thought it wasn't what this whole situation isn't what I thought it was going to be. And it's like all of a sudden, instead of you telling that person like, yeah, this ain't it. Like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. It was cool at the beginning. But then you also got the ideology where people will just they'll say this, that, okay, yeah, somebody may have given off the energy that this is the way you thought they were going to be in the beginning, or this was the way you thought they were initially, but people change. So now it's like, so you didn't think that this person may possibly change, so you don't really care about said person no more. But it's like your ideals have changed, but initially they were. That's why you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, you ain't like you used to be." Vice versa, you hear men say it to women, or you hear women say it to men. It's like you knew whoever you was dealing with was going to change in some capacity, but I guess whoever changes created these differences. So now all of a sudden it's like the ball was dropped, but the ball was dropped because there was no communication.
Okay. So I kind of tagged on the other song POF as well to that, Plenty of Fish, which is also a dating app, which is going to lead to my point. I feel like a lot of times we kind of assume that if we're talking to somebody, that they're talking to other people as well. And so I think that sometimes people are like, well, how can I one up or impress this person more than whoever else they may be dealing with? Not all people think like that, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, social media done messed everybody's mind up.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like you can't drop the ball if you are authentically yourself. Because if you are authentically yourself, it's not hard to do that. But when you meet somebody and you promise all these things that you know good and well just is not within you, you can't keep that up for long. You can't. That's why you can't date somebody for a few weeks and be like, all right, I'm ready to be with you, because you don't know who that person is yet. I don't think so, at least.
What if people are being their authentic selves, but all of a sudden you just see them for who they are, and you're like, oh, this ain't it. This ain't it. What would you say?
Everybody's on their P's and Q's the first few weeks. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you mean, P? Hold up now, Deja. Wait a minute. No. That's what we're not gonna do. You know good and well, at the beginning, people are usually oblivious to everything that is going on when they get with said person. There's a lot of things that people overlook that over time. It's like, you know what? I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that.
But I'm saying in the very beginning, people are going to tell you what they think you want to hear. And then they wait for you to like them, and then the mask comes off. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a month is long enough to date somebody to truly know if you want to commit to them. I personally do not think that.
So what is a good time, a set time frame between dating and relationship?
For me,
yes, go ahead.
I feel like at minimum 3 months, because at that point it is shown that you are going to start showing up as yourself, not your representative. I need to see how you act when you don't get your way. I need to see how you are when you're excited, when you're happy, when you're sad, because I may not like that version of you, and I may not be able to deal with that version of you. So we should just be friends.
What if they find, Daisha? What if they find? You gonna overlook all that Daisha? What was Mikey? You said Michael Ealy. That's what you said. Okay, so say what Michael Ealy, for the sake of this situation, this is a hypothetical. Hypothetical, everyone. Hypothetical.
Yeah.
So Michael Ealy, all of a sudden, he's doing excited, and you see him in all these different lights, right? Mm-hmm. And you just like, this just ain't it. What you gonna do?
Gonna leave. I'm like, I'm being serious. Like at this point, I am pushing 30. I have had serious relationships. I have had heartbreak. I have had my patience tested. I don't have the energy to give people that I feel like it's just not going to work out. Like I'd rather save us both the time and just not even do it, to be honest with you. Now, if I was in college, yeah, I probably look past all of Six Flags and feel like, let's do it, let's have fun. But at this point, like we too old for that. Not at this big age. No.
So Craig, would you like to comment on that a little bit, or would you like me to finish her out?
I mean, well, I think like, so here's the thing. I think like everybody in some form, shape, or fashion puts on a mask when we go out into the world, right? And I think that is, I don't know why that is, but I feel like we all do that. So I definitely think like there has to be time, and like the mask slowly comes off like once the level of comfort increases. So like when I feel like I can truly like you said, they should show you my angry side, show you my excited side, show you my
crazy side. Yeah, that crazy side,
right?
Yeah, like, they got that crazy now. They be hiding it, Craig. That crazy.
Like at that point, then you can kind of decipher between, okay, yeah, like you were who you showed me you were, or you were not. Nothing that you showed me you were. But I think like when we go back to the question of why do people talk a good game only to fumble the ball later, I think it's just like that max that we all put on, like when we go out. I mean, you can, I don't know. And then again, I don't know, because I feel like you may get some people who just gonna be like, I'm just gonna be myself. But to a certain extent, you're gonna be, there's some reservation there, especially like if you're going out trying to like attract an individual that you like. Like if you just out with your friends hanging out, and then you see somebody who's attracted to you, and you know, well, naturally, if that person has been watching you or something, you'll probably see them in their element. But like if it's a first date or something like this, you gonna put on the facade, like you're gonna see that. And so like that's just you trying to present the best version of yourself at first. But again, as that level of comfort happens, those walls are broken down, and so I can agree, Daisha. Like I think that there has to be an extended time period between dating and like commitment, so that both parties can see who they are, they can see what they like about each other, what they don't like about each other, and you can decide then to deal with that. Like if what you don't like about this person, and then the thing is too, like what people show you, that shit ain't gonna change. So if they show you like that,
the small things,
issues. 8 months down the road, they still gonna have anger issues. Like you can point out all these things that you dislike about a person, but just because you point them out does not mean that they're gonna change overnight. You have people who be in relationships for 40 years, married people, and they still have shit that their partner do that they dislike. It's a matter of, and then right, we take it to perspective of a matter of, I'm gonna love you beyond that, or I'm not gonna deal with that shit. I don't know. That's just
No, I tell him, Craig. Riding around in the car, don't want help with the gas. But no, Daisha, I got a question. Okay, get on it a little bit. What's so big about the age 30? You said I'm pushing 30. Why are women as well as men nowadays always saying, man, when I'm 30, I gotta do this, or when I'm 30, it needs to pan out? What's up with this magic number? No.
Let me clear that up. Me saying I'm pushing 30. That's not an indication that I'm on a timeline. It's an indication of maturity. Like I'm not going to keep dealing with the same BS that I've already dealt with in the past, because I already learned that lesson. I don't want to keep getting the same lesson over and over and over again in a different body and face. I'm good. I'm good. Like, no, seriously, I am good. So now that I know, like, all right, these are the flags, these are things I want. If you are not aligning, like, this is how I think we said this on the episode with the therapist, right? I'm a person that deals with anxiety. So if I go out with a guy and I'm dating a guy and he makes me anxious, like physically, like you bring me zero peace, I think that is my body screaming to me, you don't need to be around this person and you don't need to invest any more time in them. So that is like a flag that I ignored in the past. And that's something, like I said, as I'm approaching 30, that's a lesson I already learned. I don't want to keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah, because when you continue to do the same shit over and over and expecting a different outcome, that is
insanity. Yeah.
All right. I can agree with that. I think too though, like just kind of getting back to Ari Lennox and like
Lucky Day.
And then even POF, right?
She mentioned 30 enough.
But I think like for me, I love Ari Lennox from way back, right, too, as well. But I like that she kind of articulates maybe some of what's going on kind of in the dating experience within, because how old is Ari Lennox? Do you know?
31.
Okay, so she's right there with us.
I want to say she got a man now too, by the way.
Not anymore.
Because she was on the Breakfast Club and she kind of talked about on that too as well. But yeah, no, I think like POF, man, when I heard POF, I was like, when I seen the title, I was like, okay, plenty of fish. But then she actually talks about it in the song. She's like, why these fish keep swimming to me? And then it was so funny when she was like, you lecture me about church and then you come back and try to want the coochie.
Exactly.
Like, although I missed Sunday school, God still know my heart, bro. I rolled on that part. Man, like
she did say that.
That shit happens, right? You get these masks. That's exactly what it was.
Exactly.
It was a mask, but then like when you break that mask down, shit, they trying to hit. Yeah, what you talking about?
So let's say, okay, you do hit it off with somebody. Y'all have what you think is a beautiful relationship, and then it comes crashing down. How do you handle that breakup or ending that situationship? Because she says, I'm blocking you, which is my personal favorite thing to do. But she says that in that song, and that is actually my favorite song on the album, is Blocking You. How do you guys handle that?
Oh, Justin don't get blocked, but I definitely try to remove myself in some capacity. You had to make that face. Justin don't get blocked. Hey, Justin don't get blocked. But
don't get him,
hey, but for real though, but nah, when something does end, to be completely honest, I just usually, try to take time to myself, try to make sure I try to focus on what I got going on and try to better myself. Yeah, does it hurt? Yeah, of course it hurts. It's like, dang, that's wild. Like, but it's like, stuff happens for a reason. I always tell myself there's always a bigger plan somewhere out there. And the universe always talks to you. Like, do not be mistaken. Like, people do get signs all the time and they choose to be oblivious to what is going on in the front of them. And then sometimes you get enough, what's the word? I don't want to say warnings, but I'll say signs. You'll get enough signs to the point where it's like, you just got to understand that it's time. And sometimes those signs are a little bit more harsh than others. But usually me personally, I take that time to, look back on what I got going on and see if I can get better in areas in my life with certain things. That's usually what I do. Now, I'm not going to sit here and sulk, because I don't do that. I usually try to, make sure that I'm straight mentally and stuff like that. Sometimes it takes time, but I'm not going to sit there and just be down for weeks at a time. Like, nah, I'm going outside. But I'm not getting crazy, but I'm going outside.
Yeah, I'm going outside.
I'm going outside.
Nah, I mean, I can echo a lot of what Justin said. I think like there has to be a point of reflection, and like what are the takeaways, right? Because if it didn't work, there were obviously some obstacles or some issues there. And I think like it's important to look at like both sides, understand both perspectives. And like you said, really like reflect on the situation, find out like what am I supposed to get out of this situation? What am I supposed to learn out of this? And then walk away with those things to kind of implement in your life. Like, okay, I know this is something I need to work on. So like before I go hop back into something else, let me work on it. Let me take the time to deal with me, right? Let me take the time to deal with me. And I mean not rush it. I think too, not rush it, you know. I think like some people just I think for some people being alone is hard, right? So you know,
and
like,
some people love being alone. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like we
some people
possibly
love
hit
being
on that.
alone. Yeah.
Like after they fall out from a situationship or a relationship, people just go into a cocoon and be
Yeah,
on
it's
some.
like fuck love. Like, yeah, you know, I'm done with love. And I mean, like in those situations, I mean, yeah, shit, you may come out of a relationship and feel like that. I don't think that's gonna last forever.
Yeah, it's not gonna
You
help,
know,
yo.
and I think like when you ready, right? That's when like, and you'll know when you're ready. You know, you'll know like you'll get the signs and you'll get all this and that. But I think I think the reflective portion of it is the biggest part of it. Is like what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn out of this? Like Justin said, you may have gotten signs, you gotten these, you didn't ignore the signs, and so it was a smooth transition. It was like an adult transition. Like, hey, let's be adults about this. And if you ignore the sign, it may be like a nasty transition.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll get sick.
you know,
Hey, we say get wicked in it.
I'm blocking you.
It get
So
wicked in
I
it.
think you can pick between like, is it gonna be a smooth one or is it gonna be like I'm been ignoring my signs, so it's gonna end up with me blocking. So I feel like if it gets to a point where you feel like you gotta block like your ex significant other, then like it clearly was not good. But then I can't say that because some people just say like, yeah, when you stop talking, I block you. Like I don't want to. Well, I want to see your shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
Go ahead,
I want to
Craig.
see the life
Yeah,
you
Craig.
live.
Go ahead.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Correct. So for the people out there, the blockers, the people who like a nice little block party.
Yeah.
They should like a block party. Look at
She do. Look, she do. She proud now. Look.
Listen, but the thing is, I'm doing it to protect my own peace, to be honest with you, because I don't need updates on your life. Yeah. I don't. And matter of fact, I'll go as far. Y'all might say I'm petty. It is what it is. I will block your family as well. So, like, if I had your family members as friends on any social media, they're deleted as well because
dog and all.
Are you divorcing the family
and all?
Everybody. I don't want any connection to you. I don't want any reminders of you.
That girl said, "Leave me alone."
And here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. So I've done it in all of my relationships. All of my exes have eventually like added me back after being blocked for however long.
Well, they added you back, you had to unblock them first, so there had to be some communication to get unblocked.
But they get to my phone.
So they got unblocked.
Right. I don't keep them blocked indefinitely, but I definitely block for like a couple of months just to like. I just need to
make clarity, a reflective space. Yeah.
But I've had people call me from numbers I didn't have saved for them, like even while I had their actual number blocked, or people just pop up.
And when that has happened, like, what was that? How was that conversation?
Emotional. Because it's like you go from this big blow up breakup to silence, and then you see each other, and it's like, okay, you say all the things that you probably should have said in a calmer way back then. So I feel like I've actually had closure conversations with most of my exes, but it takes time to get to that point. Like you have to. Huh?
Okay. No, I was gonna ask because I mean, you made me think of something. You said you feel like you had closure conversations with most of your exes. Has there ever been times to either of you to where you've had situations to end where there has been no closure?
Absolutely.
Oh, believe me, yes. Believe me, yes.
So the people want to know. I'm just asking for the people. The people want to know, like, who's gonna speak on it?
speak on not having closure at the end of a situation or relationship? What does it look like, or how does it feel?
What leads up to a point to where you have a situation to where it's just like, no, it ain't gonna be no closure. This shit over with.
Okay, so I had I don't know how much I'm probably gonna talk about it anyway. That's what it is. But so there was a situation I was dealing with a female or whatnot. I was talking to someone, and everything was cool, you know. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Everything was talking, everything was great. And don't get me wrong, everybody should, you know, seek the help that you need, and you go out there and get the help that you need. But, you know, she was seeing a therapist, you know, for, you know, some trauma she dealt with early in her life, which is cool. I encouraged her. I was supportive of everything, you know, that she was doing. And all of a sudden, when she was like, she stopped going. I said, I said, all right, cool. I mean, if that's what you think you don't need right now, cool. Then all of a sudden, not too long after she stopped going, almost like 2 weeks later, can't do this, can't do that. I need to focus on this, that, and the third. And it was weird. I was like, why? Could never get a why. I called, no answer. I was like, all right, word. Eventually come around, well, I just feel as if though, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, my question was never answered why. And it just was over. And she basically was on some weird stuff, like Daisha got unfriended, and it was an interesting situation. It was a very interesting situation. So yeah, I don't know, dog. Like I was baffled. I was like, what? And what kills me, right? Everybody can feel this when stuff like this happens. You know where you be at? You be at work. You be on the job when it happened, and I be like, bruh. I feel like ain't no way.
I mean, is that the easy right now? Is that the easy way out? Because like they know you can't have the conversation or ask those like questions that you may need answers. So it's like you at work. I know you busy. Let me go and drop this bomb on you and keep on going.
Yeah, that's what people do. Yeah. You can't talk right now. I know you can't talk. You busy. You at work.
Let me get you there real quick.
I had a homeboy that said he had a girl text him while he was at work. Him and his old lady been together like 6-7 months or so. And she shot him a text saying, yeah, it's over. I don't think it's going to work. He said his chest was so tight. He said, oh, no, I got to get off. He left work, pull up at the house. She not there. He like, oh.
That's
no
terrible.
Closer. No closer.
That's
gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
In my case, I think, well, I don't think, as I reflect, right, on why I didn't get closure in a specific relationship, I think the reason why there was no closure is because, and we both played a role in it, of keeping the door open. So like we're trying to have a closure conversation, but then it's like we still going on dates.
Craig, how that song go? I'm gonna leave the door. How that song go, Craig?
We still like checking in on each other. And then it's like we're rehashing the things that happened throughout the relationship. So I feel like that's why closure never happened, because we weren't closing the door. It just was open of like maybe right person, wrong time. I don't know, but I feel like that situation, huh?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like that's why that situation, there was no closure. Like the other ones, it was like, all right, we good on each other. We won't work out. That means.
Is there such thing as a right person, wrong time?
I think so, but I feel like, I don't know. How I feel is this. If I'm meant to be with you, it'll happen. It doesn't matter how much time goes by or what happens in our lives as individuals. If I'm supposed to be with you, divine timing, we will come back together or not. So, what?
You know, some people don't like when people spin the block. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you knew what it was.
I've never
all of a sudden you want to. I never said it was
you.
Okay. I never said it was you. I never said it was you. See, that's what I be talking about. You like, it ain't me.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't me. Okay. But nah, some people just don't like when folks try to spin the block. It's like, yo, I already tried the first time around. You didn't see for what it was. And you got some folks that'll be like, at this big age, sorry, they shouldn't mean to steal your stuff. But yeah, so anywho, as you know, us being grown, it's like, come on now, like, you know, people change. And you know, sometimes it's like unfortunate, but sometimes some people aren't where you are at in life. And then when they get to that point, it's like, hey,
This trying
You
to
want to
sell.
try or see what's up. And then it's hard for some people be like, yeah, let's do it. But then you also got some people be like, yo, like, so who all you been messing with since you know what I'm saying, ain't been messing with me. I ain't for all that. I ain't cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people can't get past that either. But the way I look at it is if you want to be happy, you want to be happy, and you're gonna be happy with whatever outcome. A lot of people be looking at all this small stuff, but in the grand scheme of stuff, if somebody choose to be with you and grow with you, ain't that what everybody essentially want in the end?
Not
but a lot of people can't get past.
A
lot of people can't get past.
They should say not her.
I said essentially. I threw the essentially in there. Essentially can be tangibly removed or moved in or out. Anyway, so yeah.
So my last question for you guys: I want you to use one word.
Oh, y'all killing
to describe. One word to describe your current love life. That's what we're gonna do. One word.
I wish I could have picked a word. I like using big words. It sounds sophisticated.
Aggressive.
So, excuse me. Will you say your word, Ray?
Progressive.
Yeah.
Progressive. Yeah. That's your word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Justin.
Say good. You want me to use a better word? I mean, who you want me to say?
Nothing wrong with good.
Good is fine. Good is fine.
Word. You said Daisha looked at me when I said good, word. Like you that ABC 1, 2, 3 word. Watch Daisha. She been thinking about her word.
Look,
I literally just came up with the question.
I said we didn't get this question on the list.
I'm saying, dog, I could have sounded sophisticated. But go ahead. No.
You had time to think. Honestly, right now, I feel awakened. That's the word I'm going to use. What?
Okay. You just had to pick the one with the most letters, huh? That's okay.
It's not an SAT word.
I didn't know what you was going for, but it's all good.
That's the word I'm going for. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, can we? It was one other song on the album that actually, I guess, is one of the top 3 because it's the one with the star, but it's "Waste My Time." And then the song, right? She talking about waste my time, get on my line, something, because I got time to waste.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever been in a period of where that's where your mentality has been? It's like, just waste my time. You know what I'm saying? I got time to waste.
I don't think I literally said waste my time, but I've definitely been in a situation where I feel like we both were attracted to each other. We both enjoyed being around each other, but neither one of us were ready to be in a committed relationship. And neither one of us would admit that to the other person. So it was just kind of like, I guess we just gonna be placeholders, I guess, until
I was just gonna say space fillers.
That girl said placeholders. But a lot of people, a lot of the time, don't even realize that they're wasting each other's time until it's too late. Don't let that go over your head. Because you be like, oh, it's a good time, yay! And then all of a sudden, it's like, boy, I done waste about 3 years.
Ooh, not 3 years now. This was a couple of months.
I'm just saying, no, I'm serious. Like, some people be really like all in. Some people be more all in than others. And then all parties aren't all in. And then all of a sudden, the all in party looking up like, dang, I wasted so much time.
That's why you got to see if their words align with their actions.
Craig, what are your thoughts, Craig? I'm sorry, after Daisha.
No, I mean, I just asked the question. I mean, I feel like everybody has a period to where it's like, yeah, waste my time, right? Or space fillers in a sense, or it's just like those years of just having fun. I think like if you're in a relationship, you definitely don't want it to end with this was a waste of my time.
Right.
But like shit in your 20s, like you said, yeah, hell yeah, we had waste my time, right? Or it was just we just having fun, or that non-commitment factor that neither party, like they should say, it might have been looking for. So yeah, I think everybody goes through a period of that. It's just like I really don't want to commit, man, but I got some time to waste. So what's up? So
might as well.
Pretty much. Justin, did you have any tracks that stood out to you that you wanted to touch on?
Oh no, we hit on everything. We hit on the 30. We hit on the waste my time, and we hit on Oh Lord, I can't believe I missed it. Oh, the hoodie. Yeah, hoodie. We hit on hoodie. So yeah, we good. We good. We talked about the ones I'd like to talk about.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Ari, for great music, great topics.
Yeah.
Thank you, Craig, for joining us for this conversation.
And thank you, Daisha. Thank you, Daisha. And thank you to myself. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Chase.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Join us every Friday at noon.
And always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all make sure y'all go back and watch all these videos.
Yes.
Yeah, feel me. Right. And listen on Spotify, Apple, all that. Do that.
You got any other last minute spiritual insights, any comments, anything else?